A whole lot of issues await the new government that will be voted in, or if the Conservatives are returning back to power after the July 4th elections in the UK. There's a whole lot of issues that await them. There is Rwanda cases number one, the 31st of December issue of the EU migrants extension of their e-visas is another issue that they need to address immediately, because giving these issues time will only escalate these issues the more than it's doing already. The Lord Chancellor is being taken to the High Court over claims that legal aid fees are so low. They are preventing lawyers from providing representation for thousands of people who are eligible for it. So this might be another strategy from this ministry, because the lower the fee, the more it will discourage some lawyers from taking people's case up, because these people might not be able to afford them, because they are lawyers too. They want to earn their wages in as much as they go all out to work for these people or to represent them. So this might be another strategy to discourage people from going to lawyers, or discourage lawyers from taking people's case up. So you see, they are now taking this Lord Chancellor to court over claims that the legal fees are so low that they prevent lawyers from providing representation. The challenge focus on access to legal aid for migration and asylum lawyers. It is being brought by Duncan Lewis Solicitors, one of the largest providers of civil legal aid in this area. So this Duncan Lewis Solicitors is one of the largest providers of civil legal aid to people in this area. So that's why they are taking this Lord Chancellor now to court. It accuses the Lord Chancellor, the role currently occupied by Alex Chalk, of a failure or refusal to raise the rates for what is known as controlled work. That's why I say it might be a strategy, because they now label it or target controlled work, legal aid work in migration and asylum field. Demand for this legal assistance far outstrips supplies, with the thousands of people no longer able to access legal aid, including accompanied asylum seeking children, victims of domestic and sexual violence, and victims of torture and trafficking. So I might be right, I might be wrong. The way they are looking at it is the way I'm looking at it. It might be a strategy to discourage people from going to take a lawyer to present their case, and to discourage lawyers from taking people's case, because people might not be able to meet up to pay them for it, which, even though these people are asylum seekers, they have right for a proper representation before a court in that country decide otherwise on their various cases. Lawyers and NGOs working in the civil legal aid area say the government is aware of the problems, because they have provided a great deal of evidence in response to various consultations, setting out what they are saying are the devastating consequences of inadequate legal aid. So lawyers and NGOs has equally made it clear now that the ministry is aware of these problems, because they have provided a whole lot of evidences. So it means that this ministry, after the evidences that these lawyers and NGOs have provided, have not taken any steps to change or solve these problems. That is why these lawyers and NGOs are now taking this case to court, for court to hear both sides of the argument and make a decision on it. High Court challenges against the person in charge of the courts are unusual. The president of Law Society, Nick Emerson, warned the civil justice system is in a precarious state, and ultimately the ones who will suffer are those trying to seek justice. Many lawyers doing this work have repeatedly raised concern about what they say are unsustainable rates for civil legal aid work, which have not been increased since 1996. So this issue of 18 years ago. So they have been complaining about this issue since 1996, equating to a drop in rate terms of 48%, along with asylum and migration, housing and welfare legal advice are affected. Bodies including the National Audit Office, Parliament, Justice Committee, and Public Accounts Committee, the UN Human Rights Committee have all recommended that the Lord Chancellor raise rates in order to help resolve the issue. Jeremy Bloom of Duncan Lewis Solicitor said, "It is heartbreaking for us, but over the last 5 years we have had to make massive reductions in the number of legal aid asylum claims and appeals that we take on." You see, because of this issue, these Duncan Lewis solicitors have to reduce, which is quite understandable, the cases they are taking, the people they are representing, because these people can't afford to pay them. So this looks like a strategy they have been using for years to discourage people not to seek legal proper representation, so that you get frustrated and you leave their country. And even though they are not even addressing the issues of the labor shortages they're having in their country, and they might need some of these migrants if actually a court grants them asylum.